So the documentary is The Deep End, okay, and it's about Teal Swan. They filmed it over 3 years. So the documentarians or something, they spent 3 years following her and the stuff that she does, okay, to create this. Now Teal says that she heals past trauma. That's her purpose, okay? She also says that she teaches the truth of the universe. All right. Another thing she said in the documentary is that these people, meaning the people that follow her, these people are listening to me at 3 a.m. when they want to kill themselves. Okay, so I guess these are the kinds of people that gravitate toward her. Okay. One of her followers said, Teal's mission is to heal us all. Now, I wanted to know, what does Teal Swan mean when she talks about healing? So I went to look for that, okay, before I got too much further. And she does have a video on YouTube where she says, she asks the person looking to turn off the video, go write your own definition of healing, and then come back, okay? And then she was going to tell you what it was. So she said, healing, when we typically think of it, it implies positive change. As far as physical, that means you achieve a state of wholeness and health. And as far as the mind, you feel good emotionally. So she said, that's what we typically think about when we think about healing, okay? Now, the way she defines it is, she says, everything is a pattern of energy. And to heal, she said, is to change a pattern into something that is wanted versus unwanted. Okay. So if there is some physical thing about you that you don't want, okay, then you need that healed. And that pattern changed into a pattern that you want. Okay. And she went through examples and all that stuff. Okay. I think the name of the video is What is Healing? So if you want to look through all that, but I just wanted to get that in my mind. Okay. So when she and all these folks are talking about healing, that's what they're talking about, according to her, is changing a pattern. Okay. All right. Now, Teal said that she never wanted to get into the spirituality field. She did not want to do what she's doing right now. That was not her goal or dream or anything like that. She just kind of fell into it. Okay. Her followers are called the Teal tribe. Okay. Where Teal says that what she does is she's teaching truth. All right. Now, at some point in this documentary, she hired somebody to collect information to find out if she was a cult leader, or or what she had there was a cult. Okay, and that she's going to give her an analysis. I'll do that at the end. Now, she recruited a former tennis coach to be her, I think he's the operations manager, and his job, his goal, is to get Teal to 2.5 million followers. He said that's what the goal is. Now Teal's goal is for everybody, all 7 billion of us, I guess, on the earth, to follow her. Okay. But he's, it's incremental. But when he said that, I said, okay, because what he was talking about was he wanted her to be bigger than Eckhart Tolle, or Tolle, however you say that. Who's that other guy? The other one there, Deepak Chopra and Tony Robbins. So that's who he was comparing folks to, and he wants Teal to be bigger than them. So when he said that, I was like, okay, so how big are those dudes? All right, so I made a little graph here. It's not to scale, but I just wanted to put on here the numbers, okay? Now, the guy at the top, that's a soccer player, Cristiano Ronaldo. Look at how many followers he has just on Instagram. Now, he ain't got nothing to do with this, okay? But I was like, holy cow, like when I was looking up, this information. Anyway, Tony Robbins, of those that he mentioned, has the most, 54 million followers. Now, this is across Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, all right? Deepak has 6.7, Eckert 5.7, and right now Teal is around almost at 2 million followers. Okay, so he's, I guess, whatever they're doing, he's doing pretty good to try to get her to that goal. All right. Now she talked about a completion process that she does, and she took some folks through it. Now, I looked more into this. Let me show you real quick the completion process. Okay. Okay. All right. Here it is. Now, there's a whole website, okay, on the completions, the practice of putting yourself back together again. Now, there are, is this where it is? No. Because it has like 18 steps to it. It's on one of these tabs, child. But it's 18 steps of, I mean, just what it says, putting yourself back together. It's $3,200 to do it. She had some people around there in the documentary, and they went through the whole thing. But so this is one of the things that she does. Oh, here it is. 18-step process. Create a safe haven, emotional vipassana, whatever that is. Validate the present feeling, invite the memory, re-experience, validate, step into adult perspective, validate the child's emotions, await relief, call back other fractured aspects, meet the child's needs, choice to stay or go, check for completion, enter safe haven, and deactivate, create purification and healing, meet the child's needs, option to stay or merge, return to conscious perspective. Oh, child, that's a lot of steps. I would need the Cliff Notes version. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. But so that's one of the techniques that she has out there that you pay to you pay to sit with her to go through that. One of the followers at this point, after she went through that completion process, said, "I feel like she's Jesus." Another one said, "I've heard about the energy that's created when she comes into the room." Teal said, "The question is not what's wrong with you, it's what's happened to you. That's the question." Okay. Now at this point, I guess it was part of this completion process. Okay. She had people pair up to what she said to consciously relive moments of trauma and to overcome it. Now, this was, okay, let me just tell you what they did. So, like, let's say I had a partner, okay? So I gave my partner permission to channel either both my parents or my mother or father, okay? So I gave them permission to do that. Now, I don't know, and they went through the whole process. Went through the whole. Let me tell you what this reminded me of, okay? Because so what my sister-in-law has been trying to get me to watch Sybil. Okay, I don't know if y'all see. I got a thing over here. This shows Sybil. Okay, I'd never seen this before. I've heard about it, but I'd never seen it. So she finally convinced me to go ahead. So I went ahead, last week, and I got it. This thing is 3 hours long. Okay. But anyway, there's a part in this movie when they were going through that process, it reminded me, that it just reminds. So there's a part in the movie where, so Sybil is about a lady. It's based on a true story. Okay. She's a woman and she has a total of 16 personalities. Okay. Because she was, abused by her mother, traumatized, sexual abuse, all that stuff. Okay. So Sybil, played by Sally Field here, that's what that's all about. But there's a part in the movie where her therapist is, I guess she's like excited, that she's found that Sybil has these personalities, okay? And she's telling her mentor, that I see it's really fascinating. And, she's just talking to her mentor. And her mentor says, this is what she says. She said, don't fall in love with her illness. Now she's telling this to the therapist about Sybil's illness. She's saying, don't fall in love with her illness, or she could be obligated to seem more complex than she is to keep your approval. That just came up for me. Okay, as I'm watching these people go through this stuff. Okay, don't fall in love with her illness, because that's gonna make her seem like she's obligated to please you. So now she's got to seem more complex than she actually is. Okay. So at this point in the documentary, a man actually kind of challenged Teal. Okay, he said, "Who do you look up to?" Now I don't think she liked that question. Okay, that is. She said, "No one." She said, "I've never met anyone with more awareness than me." I say, "You go, girl." She said, "I'll look up to nobody." Okay. And she, so she sees other dimensional entities and all this other stuff that she's talking about. She went into her history, how she grew up. She started showing home videos and stuff. She talked about the man that came into their family and ended up raping and abusing her for all those years. And then she talked about Blake, okay, and how she went to Blake's house to heal. And they fell in love, and Blake taught her to trust. Let me show you Blake. Here's Blake with his wife. Now, this is from Teal's Facebook page. So November 6, 2020, she posted this picture of Blake and his wife, Juliana, who was also in the documentary, okay, welcoming them to the family. All right. So she went to Blake's house, and they were in a relationship in the beginning, but Blake has been with her this whole time. Okay, so but she said she's had 12 to 13 relationships since Blake. Okay, now he works for her, like he's her, main person, whatever. All right, and she's had 5 marriages. Okay, now around this part in the documentary, I remembered that Rick Archer interviewed Teal Swan in 2014. Okay. I think it was I don't know, maybe a few months after I interviewed with Rick. Okay. So I went to look for that. That thing is gone. But he took it down. Now I know, because when I went to the link that was supposed to be for her, it went to that page where Rick has written, sometimes we take people interviews down. Okay. I don't know why it doesn't say why he took it down, but it ain't there anymore. Okay, because I just wanted to see and compare what he had there. But there is a website called The Truth About Cameron, and they captured the transcript of Rick's interaction with Teal. And some of the stuff she was saying, I don't know, child. It's The Truth About Cameron, okay? But if you just type in Teal Swan and Rick Archer, you'll find it. And, if you want to see the kind of stuff they were talking about. So when Blake met Juliana, who really seems like a sweet girl. I mean, she seems like she's German, really nice lady. Teal seemed kind of salty to me. Because it's like, Blake is mine. Like, why you over here? Okay. Go find you something to do. I got Blake over here. Teal said that she wants to be more spiritually influential than the Pope. So then I wondered, so how influential is the Pope? Okay, so apparently he got a lot of influence. Okay, there are 1.3 billion Catholics in the world who look at him as, as I don't know what the hell they look at him as. He's supposed to replace Peter or something. I don't know, child. I don't know all that Catholic stuff. But anyway, That's how influential she wants to be, okay? Or even more than him. Now so she has a personal assistant, okay, who also talked about having a troubled childhood where her father molested her and all that. And she said, the personal assistant said, how do you have one of Teal, asking this question of Teal, how do you have the answer that no one else has? Just kind of wondering, it's just fascinating that Teal knows all the stuff that other people just don't know, you know? Teal said that she is an expert in human suffering. She's an expert. Okay. Now with that one, I was like, girl, go sit down. Okay. I mean, come on now. All of us are experts in suffering. Okay. Girl, please. You do not have the market cornered on suffering. All right. So she was interviewing a guy, and this seems to really be a thing with her. Okay. So she called Blake after she did this interview because the man was he admitted, maybe I'm just here because I'm sexually attracted to you and all, so she was like, come on, dude. So she called Blake and was like, Blake, you need to talk to this guy. Okay. um and she did. Now I thought I was going to see Teal do channeling. I didn't see her do it here. It was almost like she would do, I don't know what the hell she did. She did something, but the person came through somebody else, like her. What's her name again? Juliana. Somebody's dad came into Juliana, and she's talking as if she's this person's father. So that's what happened. Okay. They interviewed so this lady that is there to investigate whether or not Teal is a cult was interviewing former members. So so there's an inner circle and an outer circle, and then the former members. Okay, so she interviewed some former members, and one of the former members said when he left, Teal said to him, "If I were you, I would just go kill myself." Okay, now I believe she said that. Okay, because she pretty much said that to Blake when he left. Okay, with his wife. So I don't doubt that she had those kind of words for him. But so then they had like a channeling party or something where different people channeled their partners. This is the partner, mom and dad. Okay, and I don't know, this part right here kind of disturbed me a little because there was a lady there. She said, I don't want to see my parents as evil, but she kind of had to. She kind it was like what I just said with that Sybil quote. You know, it's like you signed up to do this thing, and the thing that we do is we look up our childhood and look at the trauma. So even if you had the best childhood ever, you got to find some trauma, okay? Because that's what we do here. All right. So I don't know, that was kind of weird to me, but anyway. And Teal, Teal is yeah, she doesn't like her own family. She said, "My own family is my enemy," is what she said. And then the personal assistant told her story, and she said that her mother came to see her and denied all the stuff that she was telling her that happened to her when she was a child. How her mother came in the room while her father was raping her and just walked back out the room, didn't do anything. So she said her mom denied it, and she's never talked to her mom again. And that was the last time. Now, so as that lady, the investigator, continued to talk to ex-members, what I kept hearing was Teal made me. Teal made me give her my money. Teal made me accuse my father of abuse. So the ex folks were, they were ragging on her, like she made me do all this stuff. Because you kind of, because like you have to do it because she's like, she knows all, and she knows all, and or this woman has been through the most suffering of all of us. Okay. So you know, she's really here to help us to not have to, you know, go through what she went through and to help us heal and all that. Teal said, one thing she said in the documentary, I have the information that will change your life. Okay. She also talked about her haters. Apparently, there are people out there, you know, who are hating on her, who don't like what she's saying, and you know, mostly because she's a woman. Okay, that came up a lot. Okay, she because she's pretty, she's a woman. They feel like she can't do what it is that she's doing, and she ain't having none of that. Okay. Now she has a non-negotiables document that people have to sign when they get there. And, you know, it's a long document about everything they can and cannot do. But the gist of the document is Teal is prioritized over everything. I don't care what it is. Okay. One man talked about how he gave her his child support money. Okay. So he wasn't paying, you know, his baby mama because he was giving it to Teal. All right. Nothing goes above her. All right. And she pretty much says that too throughout the documentary. Like, if you're going to be here, then I come first. Okay. And then she did something, I think she called it water breathing, water breath or something like that, where the girl was submerged. Now there was one person. Now, y'all, to tell you the truth, this stuff really started, I started to get tired. Okay. I'm just like, Lord, what is this over? Okay. This water breathing thing, I don't know. She looked like she was drowning or something. Child, I don't even know. But so that was pretty much the thing, okay, where they followed her and they did all that stuff. I was tired by the time I got to the last you know, episode. So this is what I wrote, my impressions. This was exhausting. I said it felt like directed chaos and intentional turmoil. Okay. It didn't feel like a documentary. Okay. It did, that's what I was expecting. I was, you know, we've seen documentaries before, you know, you see that. And, you know, they put stuff together from home videos and, you know, all this other stuff. This felt produced, I'm telling you, to the utmost of production. Okay. It was just, it didn't feel real. It reminded me of, and another thing I wrote here. Y'all remember Scary Movie? The Scary Movie thing. Let me show you here. That Scary Movie. So they got, like, I think they have 4 of them. Okay. Scary Movie is a parody. Okay. So they take actual horror films like The Sixth Sense and I don't know, whatever other scary movies were out at that time, and they spoof them. Okay. So it's not scary, it's funny. Okay. There's, you know, they're spoofing real scary movies. That's what this felt like, but the other way. It felt like it was spoofing something. You know, it didn't seem, I don't know, it's just very produced. I even thought Teal had something to do with the production, like she paid the people to make this thing or something. I don't know. You got to watch it, you know, because it almost felt scripted in some way. I don't know. It was very controlled. It just seemed that way to me, and fake. I don't know. You know what? It was like and maybe that's what exhausted me about it. Because y'all remember that show? Look, I pulled it up here because this is what it reminded me of too. I could not. Now, I love me some Denzel Washington. Okay, everything he does, I love it, except for this thing right here. I watched, and who is this? Denzel Washington and who's this other lady? Let me show y'all. Hold on now. Here you go. Fences. Okay, it's Denzel and Viola Davis. Both of them are amazing. Amazing. I love them both. Except Because this, now I did not know that Fences was a play. I didn't know that before I watched this. So I'm watching this movie and I'm like, something is not right here. Like, this is weird, like what is up? Because what I noticed was they're talking as if they're on a stage, but the background is real. It was almost, I couldn't watch it because I was so, I don't know, it was like I didn't know where to go. Like, what is this, a stage play? Am I watching a movie? Like, it's like pick a struggle, dude. I mean, what the hell is going on here? I could not watch this movie as much as I love, but it was like a revolting to me or something because I didn't know what I was looking at. Okay, it's either a play or a movie. Like, you can't have them both. Okay. So it wasn't as extreme with this so-called documentary as it was with this movie, but it was kind of like that thing, like I thought I was going to be watching a documentary and then something else happened. I don't know, but so the lady who she hired to find out what, whether she was a cult or not. So it was two questions. She said, now, are you a cult leader? She said, wait, what did she say? Which one was yes and which was no? One was, are you a cult leader? And the other one is this a cult? One of those answers was maybe. I think is this a cult was like maybe, and then I wondered, well, what exactly is a cult? Like, how do you know, that you're in a cult? It can't just be the number of people, okay? Because remember that thing I showed you, it can't be, it is, are Eckhart Tolle's follow? Is that a cult? Does Deep Proctor, is Tony Robbins, is that is this soccer player? Are those 440.41 million people? Is that a cult? No, it can't just be the number, because that other cult that they had out there with the purple triangles and stuff. So I looked at it, and you have to have of course, you have to have a leader, or it doesn't have to be a leader. It can be some ideology that you have, okay, or some idea, okay, because the leader can change, but the ideology is still there, right? So it could be that thing right there, and it's an ideology or a leader who has all the answers, like they know everything, okay. And Teal will tell you herself, she knows everything. She knows it all, okay. She's the most aware, okay. Now, and I think, I'm not sure, but if y'all ain't hurting nobody or each other or yourself, then, because of this ideology or leader, then I think you're good. I think so. Now people have accused Teal and what she's doing. There were some folks in the documentary who are blaming her for their loved ones committing suicide. Okay, because she has some view of suicide. I forgot what the quote was, like try it out and see what happens or something like that. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, the relatives were like, it's because of this lady that my loved one killed themselves, okay, because of what she said. Now, I watch some of these murder shows, okay, and people have been accused of that kind of thing. And there was one in particular where he was a former nurse who was online, telling people how to commit suicide and told them to turn on their camera so he could look and all that stuff. He wasn't convicted. Like they didn't see that he actually, did it or whatever. I don't know. But there are people out there who think she's dangerous, that the stuff she says is dangerous. Every time they went to break, or every time a series stopped in the documentary, they put up that suicide hotline stuff, okay? And even on this page, let me go down to the end. On this page, so yep, here it is. Every time, and I thought that because she has a certain view of suicide that is not what the mainstream thinks. So I was actually surprised to see that this even showed up on the screen. But I guess the documentary people had to do. Can y'all see that? Let me move out the way. Okay, so every time they started a new thing, this showed up, you know, for the phone number to the suicide hotline and all that stuff. All right. Yeah, so this is one of the issues, okay? As far as she's concerned, and you know, and other people. Okay. All right. It, okay, let me see. Do I have anything else here? So there was one part. This lady, like, she really loves her some Blake. I tell you the truth. And the reason why Blake left, it seemed, you know, from the documentary, is that Teal began to, y'all, this was the weirdest, I'm telling you. So Juliana, Blake's wife, I'm telling you, it sounds like it was like Real Housewives. Okay, that's what it turned into for me. Okay, so Juliana uh questioned Teal about something. Okay, which of course is something that you just don't do. All right. So now, poor Juliana, she's sitting there by the couch, okay, by herself. Her husband is sitting next to Teal, all right, by her, and all of Teal's team they're telling Juliana, like, I think what you think, telling her what they think she thinks. You think Teal is arrogant, and you know, and you want to be like her, and child, they were doing all. I felt so bad for Juliana, I really did, because wasn't nobody on her side, even her husband. You know, until Teal. So then Teal got in and said, Juliana, I think you think, you know, I'm a bitch and I don't like people, and I'm you know, and Blake shouldn't be around me, and all. It was really weird, okay, how they were telling her what she was thinking about. And of course, all of it was negative. All of it was negative, okay, about. So Teal was pretty much like, you know, I can't have you around here if you're thinking those things about me. Now, Juliana never said any of that. What she did say was, I'm actually kind of scared, you know. That's all she said. And finally, I was so happy Blake went to sit next to her. He didn't touch her or nothing, put his arm around her, or you know, hug her or anything, but at least he went next to her, you know. And then he left. She and you know, and they left. But oh my goodness. But I mean, this whole thing, you know, it's a whole Beauty and the Beast, child. Tale as old as time. Ain't nothing new in this documentary. Nothing. Nothing new. This lady is you know, she out there, she's trying to make a coin. She's found a profession, and you know, it looks like she's doing pretty good. You know, I don't know, it's just the part that really, one of the parts was the people, you know. And I mean, I know, you know, how, look at all the different, and not even religious cults, just, you know, other types of ideologies, you know, whether they're political, or, you know, look at, I don't know, what do you call it? Like other types of ways of thinking, where people feel like, hey, I have the answer. And if you're not over here with me, you're wrong. Okay, or you're not going to be as happy as you can be, or you're not going to be as healthy as you can be, unless you think like me, unless you do what I do, unless you stop do, you know. I mean, that's like a human thing. Okay, so like I said, it's really nothing new. um and to tell you the truth, I feel like this whole thing is uh a public relations type campaign. That's the way, that's just me talking, okay? She needs more followers, okay? I bet you she got more. Since this came out, it came out May 18th, I believe. How much you want to bet she got more followers since this thing came out? Okay, this is a whole marketing campaign. I'm sure of it. Okay, I'm sure of it. Anyway, that's the let me see. That's the deep end. Okay. Freeform documentary series. They have a lot of good documentaries on their website too. Okay. It's a 3 or 4 part series, you know, if you want to watch it, but I mean, you know, like I said, it didn't seem like a documentary to me, but who am I? All right, y'all. So I, you know, hope I informed you, and you know, whether you go see it or not, yeah, I don't care. But if you have any questions or anything, you want me to expound on something, you know, that you may have seen in the documentary, you know, we can chat about it. So just let me know. All right. So y'all have an amazing evening. And I told you, so because I did this time, the next time I come back, I am going to talk about willingness and how I do that. Okay. At least what it means to Cheryl. Okay. Because what it means to you ain't none of my business. Okay. All right. I'll check y'all later. Bye.